this the best looking Pokemon game ever? Let's talk about it. Okay, so the other day the Pokemon channel dropped a Pokemon Presents, and whilst they announced a load of other stuff to do with Pokemon Go and blah blah blah, I'm not talking about any of that. We are purely focusing on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet today because there's just so much to talk about. So let's crack on with it, shall we? But before you do anything, go down there and subscribe and share this video if you think someone will benefit from it. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed straight away was, what? You can ride the legendaries, and yeah, okay, that seems a bit normal, but it's not normal because they turn into motorbikes, planes, jet ski looking things, and like mountain climbing things. Oh, what? So Koraidon runs on all fours, swims, and flies with wings, but Miraidon turns into a motorbike, a jet ski, and a plane. It looks ridiculous, but in the best way, since this will be our first true open world Pokemon game taking place in the Paldea region, I think it was. So to me, Pokemon Legends Arceus, even though everyone says I say it wrong, whatever, okay? It's Arceus to me, okay? Just deal with it. So Pokemon Legends Arceus is, well, like a beta test for this, I suppose. I just feel like it was all leading to this. You know, they were like, have this, try it out for us, and then here's the proper one. And what's really weird is it seems like we actually start the game with a legendary. So they said you'll rely on them as a partner in your adventure. So it looks like we're actually going to get these very early on and be able to travel and explore the region freely as it's a true open world. So this is blowing my mind a little bit. I mean, I always feel a little bit underwhelmed by mainline Pokemon games, but are they really pulling out all the stops here? And it just seems so strange that you're going to start, or at least like very early on, get a legendary. Because all the previous mainline generation Pokemon games, you know, your whole like goal is to get to the end and capture the legendary. And then it's always been a little bit underwhelming to me because you spend the whole game getting to the legendary, you get the legendary and you're like, okay, cool, sweet. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it was always a bit of a letdown. It's like, yeah, got it, bye. Whereas this time, it looks like we're actually going to get it from the beginning at some point. Just like in Pokemon Legends Arceus, where you get those different mounts and stuff like that. Seems like we're going to get that really early on and then be able to traverse. Whether or not you get the ability to fly and ride the water and stuff straight away, I don't think so. I reckon you're probably going to get like the bike first, and then it will probably progress through the story to then let you be able to fly and all that good stuff. I can't imagine they're just going to give you free reign over everything straight away. I mean, they might do. I might be totally wrong. But to me, it just seems like a bit more of a progression path if they give you it in stages. And the story sees us enroll in an academy as a student, but there's also a treasure hunt sort of section where you'll actually be able to go out and find treasure. So that sounds pretty cool to me because it's, again, it's playing into this open world thing. It's going to be like, go do what you want, but also do this treasure hunt, like if you want to. Now, I come from an MMO background. You know, I've played a lot of MMORPGs online, massively multiplayer online role-playing games, okay, where you're playing online and you're in an open world environment and you just kind of go and do whatever you want. And a lot of the time, let's take games like Elder Scrolls Online, for example, there is actually like a whole treasure sort of hunt system built into that game. And it sees you just go explore and then you can find stuff and get bonuses. It's pretty cool. And I'm quite glad that they've got this like treasure hunt idea in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They also say there's 3 stories. So one story is about gym battles. So there's going to be 8 gyms to become champions with no set order to tackle the gym battles. So you choose freely. Now I just want to touch on that because I love that idea. It's open world. So I was like thinking before, how are they going to do this? Is it going to be like, you know, you have to go over there like the old games? There's always an order to progress through the gym battles. But in reality, if Pokemon was a real thing, right? Like let's say we're in the anime, or if it was real life, everyone would be starting in different places. So the gyms would all be, you know, just random. It wouldn't be like, oh, you have to travel like 3,000 miles over there first. You know, you can just go wherever you want. And I think it's going to be like scalable. So I think the battles are going to scale depending on your level. So if you meet a gym and you're already quite high level, it's going to scale up to that level, so it's not really easy. And the same with if you're absolute beginner and it's your first gym and you wander across any of them, it's going to scale the level down so that you can actually have a chance. I think that's what's going to happen, and I love that idea because that, again, is just that open world, your freedom of choice. But there is one thing that concerns me, and I'm going to say it right now. There's still not going to be any voice acting. I can just see it right now. I'm like 99% certain that there's no voice acting. Even at the beginning of this trailer or the presents or whatever, it even said the voice acting and text on screen you're seeing here isn't present in the game. That's understandable because they're just talking through the game in a presentation. But I'm just still foreseeing it as all the previous titles, they are not putting voice acting in this. I'm saying it now, and that really it's just a big downer for me. I said this in Arceus, like it just feels outdated. You know, we're nearly in 2023 right now. It's not the 90s anymore. It's not text-based only. There's huge games. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That game is going to be miles bigger than this Pokemon game. And there's voice acting everywhere. So why can't they do it for Pokemon? You know, it kind of bugs me when your character's just like lifelessly stood there and you're just mashing through text. And they don't even make noises like, or anything like that, you know? And the Pokemon are still making like 8-bit noises. It just, I don't know, it's a bit of a bummer for me. I feel like they really should introduce some freaking voice acting, even if it was like minimal. And going from that, I mean, graphically, I think it does look good. I think it looks better than Legends, you know, Arceus, but the lack of anti-aliasing is so jarring. Those jagged edges that are flickering around as the camera moves, especially on buildings, that's pretty noticeable. You know, it's kind of sad. I still think it looks really good though, to be perfectly honest. I love the art style. I'm not going to be like one of these people. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I don't go too hard on graphics unless it's absolutely ruining the game. But you know, I feel like they could make a little bit more effort, like just a little bit of anti-aliasing, please. But overall, I actually think it looks really nice. Like, I love the art style they've gone for. I love the open world design, and obviously being open world, they need to take into consideration, you know, the Switch hardware, because it's old now. Now, they went over some Pokemon as well, so we see the new Wooper and Fido, the little dog, like, that's made out of dough. Like, that's ridiculous. Everyone's online seems to be loving Fido, and, you know, I see why. But next up is the co-op. So I cannot get over the co-op aspect. I am so hyped to force Christina to play this game with me. The Union Circle at Pokemon Centers lets you invite up to 3 friends, so there's 4 of you together. And you can explore together and ride your legendaries together too, so that they say, enjoy everything the Paldea region has to offer with friends and family. So I wonder how much you can do together. So, you know, they still kept their explanation super brief. They didn't really go into it too much. I think it's going to be the thing that someone hosts a game, people join in, you can't progress together. It's not like a true co-op where you can jump into someone else's game and do like proper missions or anything. It's not going to be that. I think you're going to jump into someone's game. You'll still get levels. You'll still be able to level up your Pokemon in battles, and you'll still be able to capture Pokemon and then bring them back to your game, but you're not going to be able to actually actively progress the game in someone else's. This is going to be more like you jump in, just have some fun, go explore. Maybe the treasure hunt thing is still there and you bring back any treasure you found in someone else's game. You know, that kind of thing, and new Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. So maybe you visit someone that's got Scarlet and you're playing Violet. Well, then you can go capture some of their Pokemon instead of having to trade only, yeah? I think that's going to be more what it's like to kind of go, okay, let me play the main storyline by myself, but if I want a bit of fun and I want some friends to jump in and we just go explore, have some fights and stuff, I think that's what it's more likely gonna be, rather than like, okay, let's co-op the entire game. I don't think it's gonna be that at all. But saying that, this is the first time anything like this is ever happening in Pokemon, and I'm so excited. I am, because me and Christina were playing Legends Arceus, and we both were really gutted we couldn't play together. I'm playing on the TV, she's playing on the sofa with her Switch Lite, and it was just kind of sad that we couldn't run around together, so I'm really hyped for this. And then we've got the new thing that I probably can't pronounce, Terastal phenomenon? Yeah? I don't know. Makes Pokemon shine like diamonds. And I have to say, it is pretty cool. They look like little glass sculptures, you know, like little crystal things. And all Pokemon are able to do this. And this provides a boost to their type and makes their moves stronger. But some Pokemon will actually be able to change type when they do this. And what type they become depends on their Terra type. So their Terra type can actually be different per Pokemon. So they basically encourage you to try and catch as many as you can to find different rare pairings, essentially. And that's not all. Terra Raid Battles seems to be a multiplayer battle system against Terra Pokemon, and it reminds me, again, going back to MMOs, like a raid boss fight in an MMO where you all get to play as a team to defeat them in real time. It's not like turn-based. You're all going to be actively like healing and battling like basically an ultra boss together, and I love that idea. Again, I hope that you can join these whilst you're in someone's co-op. Or is it going to be like a subsection where you're playing the game by yourself and then you go to an area and then you go, okay, connect online to fight these boss fights? Do you know what I mean? Or can you have 4 people join you and then you can go somewhere and find these Pokemon, if you get what I'm saying? Either way, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Brand new like system and mechanics to Pokemon. I really like the idea. And again, a little bit of a downer. I am 99.9% sure that there's no throwing mechanics in this from Arceus, you know? So I think the Pokemon Legends Arceus mechanics of going and throwing the Pokeballs is going to be like kept to the Legends series, because I can really imagine them continuing the Legends as its own right thing. And this is not going to be in Scarlet and Violet. So you're going to have to battle Pokemon to capture them, which they said, the first bit of information we got about Scarlet and Violet, they specified that on the website, like in bold, right? So there's no throw mechanics to capture. It's going to be fighting instead, but that's fine. It's okay. The more that time goes on, the more I think I'm okay with it, even though I absolutely loved that part of Arceus. There's a lot of changes here. I mean, you're riding a bicycle that's a Pokemon. Like, there's so many changes here. You've got co-op, you've got actual open world, you've got no anti-aliasing. Oh, wait, no, sorry. You've got the terraform things, you've got like the raid battles. There's so much stuff here, and it looks really cool. I love that. Like, I really do. Being able to choose your Pokemon gyms in any order you want and just basically go and do stuff like Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's clearly influenced there. I'm not saying it's the same game at all, but you know, Breath of the Wild is huge and everyone's trying to do that. I mean, even Sonic in a way, you know? Oh, and before I forget, they did show at the end that you can get a special Terra flying type Pikachu too until February the 28th, 2023 by selecting Get Via Internet on the mystery gift menu in the game, which takes about an hour and a half to access. So what do I think about it? Well, I think this looks ridiculous. It looks absolutely ridiculous, but I'm really, really hyped. If you already like know me and been following the channel for a while, you know I've kind of not been in the mainline Pokemon games for a while. I'm an old school Pokemon lover. I started with Blue and then went all the way up through until like the early 2010s, maybe like 2010, something like that. Then I just kind of stopped playing them because I said this during the Arceus thing, like it just got boring to me. It was the same rinse and repeat and I just couldn't be bothered anymore. You know, I'd been playing these games since the 90s and I love them. They've got a massive place in my heart, but they just got boring. Then Legends Arceus came out, changed everything. Yeah, there's some big issues, there was, but I love that game. Like, I genuinely love it. And then obviously now seeing Scarlet and Violet and how much they have flip-turned Pokemon on its head, whilst keeping the original sort of like fundamentals, I am all for this. I really am. Even as stupid as those legendaries look when they turn into a bike or a plane or whatever, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's different. It is different. And I'm all for people trying to push something different. And that's what I love about Nintendo. They're always trying to do different. You look at Xbox, you look at PlayStation, it's always the same. And that's fine. It's tried and tested. It works. But Nintendo are always pushing the barrier of what you should and shouldn't do, and sometimes it fails hard, but sometimes, you know, it's good. Creativity breeds, I don't know, success, I suppose, with failure, but success. And I really like the look of this game. I can't wait to play it co-op. I love open world stuff like this. Yeah, I feel like a kid in the 90s again, and a Pokemon game hasn't really made me feel that way in a long time. Arceus yes, that made me super hyped again for Pokemon. But for a mainline Pokemon game, I'm talking like, you know, this generation to generation, I actually am hyped for this. I cannot wait. I've got my pre-order in of the double pack so that me and Christina can play. So it's the 2-in-1 box thing, like Steelbook collection thing. I don't know. But yeah, I've got that on pre-order. I am so hyped to play this. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Are you blown away by this like me? Or are you like, that looks rubbish, give me the original stuff? I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear. But anyway, make sure you subscribe. That's the end of my Pokemon rambles today. And if you want to see this week's Switch News, which is a weekly news series that I do, go and check it out here. It's not just about Pokemon, it's not. There's like loads of different articles that I go over about different games and stuff like that. But yeah, this is from a few days ago. Go and check out this Switch News video if you haven't already, and subscribe. Subscribe first and then go and watch that video. Just do it. Just do it.